Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching Superman and Lois, Season 1, Episode 10, Oh Mother, Where Art Thou? I love this show. I'm so excited to jump back in, especially after the revelation that Morgan Edge is actually a Kryptonian, and I assume he's like a real Kryptonian and not a consciousness-supplanted Kryptonian. So excited to see where this show goes next. Thank you so much, Jarrell, for sponsoring, and let's go.
I'm the son of Zeta Rowe and Lara Lorvan.
That's not possible. My mother...
Married Jor-El, your father, yes, I know.
Ooh.
Years after, she'd been matched to my father. Years
Whoa.
after I was born.
My mother would never destroy innocent lives.
Humans are far from innocent.
So are Kryptonians.
Oh my God.
Morgan, hold on.
This world and those who inhabit it.
Whoa.
That's not your decision to make.
Whoa, Morgan, hold on. So he took the name of the people that he killed upon arrival? Or, I mean, yes, they tried to shoot him. You didn't, I know he was glowy-eyed. You didn't need to shoot him. Shooting is never a good thing. And you can definitely see there how Morgan Edge's, I can't remember, I've already forgotten his Kryptonian name. His introduction to humanity was very, very different, but then he was also sent with a very different message. And who knows whether Clark's mother actually had anything to do with sending him. Maybe she didn't. She changed her mind. Maybe she would have wanted... Maybe she hoped Kal-El would come and do the same thing, who knows, but he was a baby and grew up to love Earth and the people who were as innocent as Kryptonians.
Krypton will finally be resurrected. The Defense Council will reign. And we'll have our mother with us once again.
Jesus
I know you want to
Christ.
see her just as I do.
You're
Help
saying
me do that, brother.
like Kal-El's family is here, like his mother and their
Not
Kryptonian
like this.
souls have been sent here? Yeah, that talk of brotherhood did not last long, sir.
Almost come, Kal-El.
Well, it's been a big day for revelations. We have a lot more information than we did before. And it's extremely concerning information.
Why do you always cover for him? I'm not covering
But
him.
she can't
Yes,
tell her the
you are.
truth,
No,
can
honey,
she?
I really can't do this right now. Sarah.
Look, maybe right now it would actually be best
Okay.
if both of your daughters had sleepovers
Kyle,
somewhere else.
I really need you to tell me what happened.
He knew things about Krypton no one could possibly know. He spoke the language, he had Kryptonian powers.
I love this. I mean, I also do feel like this conversation probably could have just been happening between the parents and them with the boys, but I actually really love the fact that this family is a unit right now. They're telling everyone everything. The boys are not being treated like little children. They are on that cusp between, you know, they're young enough that you want to treat them like little children, but they're old enough to get more of a say. And I just love this family.
Why is he gonna leave after Edge just sent someone to kill you and Jonathan?
Babe, half the DOD's on our front lawn. They are moving into town. Edge is not coming here.
Edge just sent someone to kill his nephew. What a bitchy move. Even worse than it was
Oh, we'll call
before.
you if we need...
I love that he made sure that all three of them were safe and comfortable with him going. I love this family. I'm going to protect them with my absolute uselessness.
One who wants to restore Krypton using some technology created by my mom.
Precisely, like, if it was just one thing, if it was just don't tell him that he had a brother who died on Krypton, because you could, I mean, I feel like in a way he deserves to know his full family history, but you could see it being that, like, oh, that's just adding pain and suffering. But a brother that is literally here on Earth right now, even from A, he could have literally had some family, as well as a cousin. I don't know if this Clark has a cousin, but B, like, he could have had his brother in his life this whole time, and also, the brother was doing things.
What if that's what happened there? It's happening here too.
I think deep down there is no way that Jonathan would ever think his dad would do that, but your brain panics and fears, and you hear stories of people who think that they know their parents, they think their parents are one thing and the parents change. Of course he's going to be worried because he's had his life in danger multiple times in a row very, very shortly.
And then you can see your mom.
It might have changed things, but that Clark didn't have
it would.
you,
But the
your
difference
brother.
between Ed and your dad is that he has a family. The three of us right here, we're his family.
Kyle.
No, Lana. It's fine.
It's very
I
clear that
can't
you're
sit
blacking
down
out.
with you,
Maybe think about that.
with our girls. We went into this machine.
And where was that? Where did Edge take you?
Oof. Oh, the way he looked, did the Kryptonian just take over? Is it whenever there's a potential threat, it takes over? This is so awful because, like, Lana technically isn't in danger in this exact moment. Maybe she would have got the information we needed, but at the same time, they can't know that.
Everything's fine.
That's not Kyle
Just
anymore,
stop
is
by to
it?
check in.
On me.
Oh my god.
Lawler's so...
Oh, is the little one here? Please say she's not.
It's been so long since anything strange happened in this town. I mean, I thought we were done with this kind of stuff, and then this happens.
I mean,
To my husband.
it is a coincidence that Clark came back at the same time, but Edge is the real reason.
How?
I think we need to try again.
If he's Kyle, we might get through to him. Oh lord.
Of what my people will do to you and your family when the attack begins.
That's a
I
real
mean,
shame.
a lot of his family is your family too, Kryptonians. Honestly, the best thing for this Kryptonian to do is whenever the torture starts, give Kyle control because Kyle is innocent, and then whenever they start interrogating, like,
I will melt.
can we force the Kryptonian to retreat? Because Kyle might give us answers if he can come out. Are they just literally out for lunch?
No, I'm from drinking. Morgan Edge did something to him. This is gonna sound nuts, but
She deserves to
basically been
know.
body snatched.
Body snatch.
I mean, it's awful,
Look,
but
these military guys
it's the
showing up,
truth.
They're from the DOD. I honestly, I don't even think that they're totally clear on what's going on. Right?
Because
So it's,
this isn't her dad's fault. Like, yes, he's made some bad decisions, and he did go out drinking, didn't he, instead of coming to her recital, so he's not perfect by a long shot, but this...
it's not their fault.
Well, they found Donovan and the warehouse with the machine.
If you want to reverse this process, you're gonna have to find whoever it is that invented this thing.
Who the hell's that?
Oof. Oof. Are we gonna have to try and find his mother's soul and put it in someone?
All this from Morgan Edge.
Well, yeah, Lana has...
a whole lot worse if we don't.
I don't know why I keep wanting to call Lana Lois Lana. Lois has been telling everyone about Edge
Stop
this
him.
whole time.
Get this machine ready.
Would Clark have a chance to say goodbye to his
Still
mother,
feel
to
right.
talk to her?
We don't have any other choice.
And we're running out of time. We need to find a volunteer fast.
I found
do it.
one.
It's not possible.
Why not?
Has to
I'm
be
from
someone.
Smallville. Makes me the ideal candidate. You don't have to look for anyone.
She does have a point.
Dad.
I know you want to protect her because we know her and she's our friend, and also because if everything goes wrong, she has two children who would be left without parents. But at the same time, she is from Smallville. You know she's carrying the guilt of being part of the program, even though she was part of Edge's program and getting information to Lois. It's still...
Can everyone just please give us a moment alone?
Superman, that does include you, unless you're gonna tell her who you are.
You have a family.
Yeah, and my husband is one of them, who's gonna
I
become
know.
some alien psychopath. if
Your
I don't do
babies will
something.
lose both parents.
I have to save Kyle.
But I do
Lois.
agree with her as well.
If there's
I really respect Lois Lana for this.
Go in.
Can someone explain to me why my brain wants to call Lois Lana and Lana Lois?
Why would you do that?
I don't know, maybe because I'm done with your BS secrets.
Those secrets save lives.
Really? Because you keep saying that.
The secrets do save lives, but right now she was just drowning in worrying about something that wasn't even happening. She deserves to have the truth.
Not to be true. I mean, come on, can't you just act like a real person for once and not a soldier?
So would seeing Sarah give Kyle the chance to come out, like with the swell of emotion, mean he can currently overwhelm the Kryptonian?
You think your little toys can stop us?
Dad.
It's not your dad.
Oh, Daddy doesn't exist anymore.
Let's just get out of here.
Sarah.
Hey, come on.
This wasn't, I mean, seeing him wasn't the best of ideas. But at the same time, she deserved to
When I get out
know.
of here,
It's very brave.
I wouldn't be so sure. My heart is racing 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Being brave doesn't mean you're not
I
afraid.
know.
Right.
It's time.
Someone could let her know that Sarah knows. Sarah could, her mum could have a hug, you know? You're very brave. I'm frickin' stressed. All these people just respecting her bravery right now. Jesus Christ.
We'll be right here.
And is Clark about to meet his birth mum in his ex-girlfriend's body? Because that's kind of weird. If I focus on the kind of weird, I won't cry about the sad and the emotion.
Hello.
Oh my god.
Mother.
Oh my god.
Dorel and I shared a vision for a better world. I
That's
gave
her
birth
little
to you,
baby, all grown up.
and then your father and I. My biggest fear in letting you go was that you would be without a mother.
I had a mother here. Her name was Martha. She loved me very much.
He was very
You
lucky.
have no idea how much that means to me, Kella.
You have 2
Yes.
grandsons. Is Lana gonna remember any of this? Because she's gonna be fine.
I think she wants to talk to you.
Yeah, why is she so upset? Because you had to tell her what's going on.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna apologize for telling the truth.
Look, I think not telling her wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but I also feel like it's the truth, and maybe a lie would have been nicer. But if her dad doesn't come out of this, she would spend the rest of her life hating him. Whereas this isn't really his fault. This thing that could take him from her wasn't his choice. And I think being able to live the rest of your life loving your father and not having the level of hate she would have done is probably a good thing. And it was the right thing and the wrong thing. Like, she deserved to be able to see her father, but she's also very young, and to see someone in your father's body saying those things to you is horrific. But it will help keep her father alive for her in so many other ways.
And I wish...
I don't even know what that was.
We know,
A lot of
sweetheart.
really smart people are trying to figure that out right now.
Calling my dad drunk couldn't be the last thing I ever say to him.
It doesn't matter. I mean, no, it's not, but he knows you loved him.
I have to hold on to hope.
I mean, not us personally, but all the lovely memories you have with your dad, like when he came through and he played for you while you were singing, and those are the moments you cherish, not the rest.
I'll find them.
There's no need.
They have the eradicator.
said there's no need!
They're literally just in the center of Smallville.
There's no saving my brother now.
See, I do think that potentially he does have some sort of twisted family notions with Kal-El.
Mother.
Go, my son.
I'm so
Be
thankful
the
Clark has
hero
had these
I knew you
moments.
would be.
Hello again.
Let's talk.
Superman. I landed in the British countryside, where I was not greeted. I was hunted.
I mean, by some very posh people, because most British people do not have guns, but posh people and weird farmers do.
Trapped. And kept hidden from the world for years.
It is no wonder
piece of
he ended up
alien
twisted.
meat. I made them afraid.
It is no wonder he ended up the way he did. There is no time to talk, we just have to hurry and work.
Tell me,
No! We're running out of time!
what is it like being...
I've had some of the most terrifying days in my entire life. But there's always love. And
It never
respect.
goes anywhere.
a partnership? On Krypton, I had all the hopes and dreams one could ever have.
This is a lovely conversation, but you know we're on a time crunch.
Those hopes and dreams were for the son I just had.
Oh god. Oh god. No, stay inside, children, please. Inside is probably mildly safer. Fucking hell, there's a lot of them.
To resurrect my people.
No.
To
And you couldn't have
save
found some
Krypton.
other way
And I
that
will
wasn't
not
murdering?
fail.
Yes, you will!
I understand why
Neither
Edge is
are
the
they.
way he is, but we don't... He has had chances to see a difference. And yeah, you need to fly home, sweet boy. Clark, go.
Your real people, your real heritage. Make a
What
choice.
about Mother? She didn't want this. Like, I think Edge is potentially genuine in wanting a relationship with his brother. But obviously he's gonna prioritize his mission first.
Is it ready?
Yes, have we finished chatting? Is it ready?
I'll release all my energy at once. Create a solar flare. It'll be enough.
And you'll be out of commission for days. I can't let you do this.
You'll have a choice.
There is no other choice.
Sam, we're out of time. Get everyone
I'm
out
glad
before we
he's
get
hesitant because it
so
shows he cares.
Out!
Oh, is he gonna make it in time? Boys, get to safety. Sarah, sweetheart. So maybe seeing her will help him hold on inside. Because his consciousness can survive if it keeps fighting.
Come on, come on.
Oh god. my god. Did it work? Police for Sarah's parents.
Sarah.
Dad?
Oh.
Dad?
You know what happened?
Oh. I'm so thankful. Are all of these people okay? They need help. They're okay.
Lois.
You did it. I'm so thankful for you. I'm proud of you. Yeah. You saved him.
Where is he?
Gonna be fine. Oh. She's been infected long enough that it didn't work, right? He has his own fortress. That was such a good episode. I feel like, I mean, I have no idea if that was the mid-season finale or not, but it feels like it should have been. That was so good. From Lana, I genuinely, my brain has developed a brain blank where I'm gonna call Lois and Lana by the wrong names, and I'll try and catch it. If I don't, I'm sorry, you know who I mean. Lana being, she was brave beyond any. She didn't need to be that brave. No human needs to be that brave. Nobody needs to be that brave. But being brave doesn't mean you don't feel the fear. It just means you act in spite of it. The fact that she was willing, you know, I think knowing that she had been a part of getting people signed up to this program, and yes, she was doing it to try and stop Edge ultimately. If she'd have refused to do it, someone else would have done it. It would have happened anyway. But that doesn't change her feelings of guilt. The fact that she and her husband were some of the people welcoming Edge into town and making it all go so smoothly. I'm glad she was able to kind of help right the wrong. It will help her, I think, deal with it going forward. And the fact that she was able to save all of the people that she was directly involved in will mean the world to her. But what will mean the most is that she was able to save her husband. And I love that so much. I love that they told Sarah the truth. Obviously, Sarah doesn't know the whole truth, the Superman truth, the Jordan truth, but I think it will show Sarah that these boys do respect her and they do view her as someone that matters. It will help her understand maybe when that they've been hiding things and everything. And you know, it's a complicated one because there's that part of me that is an adult that is like, they are children, maybe we just keep children out of it. But I do think Sarah is old enough that she could sense something was wrong and she was going to all sorts of terrible conclusions. Whereas with this, with knowing the truth, yes, it's painful. Yes, if it had gone wrong, it would have been devastating for her, but it would have been devastating for her either way if it had gone wrong. I think it was the right call to tell her the truth, to let her know the truth, and to let her see it, as painful as that is. But the key is to not just leave her on her own dwelling with it, to do what Jordan did, to sit with her, to talk with her, and to remind her that she had those beautiful moments, like when her dad performed with her at the concert, you know, that her dad does love her, and yes, he's a flawed person, yes, he's not perfect, but he does love her and their family, and that, you know, to remember the good times. And so that moment at the end when it worked and when he woke up and he was him and she was able to see him there and the first person he saw was his little girl and then his wife, I just think that was so special. While I do potentially think that maybe their marriage could do with a small separation, some space, some therapy, you know, I think like they need a little bit of time. I love that this family is there for each other and they love each other, and that hopefully Sarah she'll be able to move forward with her family rather than feeling like she's on the outskirts and doesn't understand what's going on, because she's old enough to get some of the information, not to be given all of it, not to have the parents constantly leaning on her and putting all of their baggage on her, but old enough to know the situation. And it will hopefully mean the world to her going forwards that she was able to do that and that the boys trusted her with it. Definitely you can see Jonathan is struggling. Now I think for Jonathan, in a lot of ways, he's already this season been struggling with the whole moving from a town where he was like God's gift, you know, he was popular and he was thriving, he was the youngest quarterback, you know, his life was going great, he had everything, to a town where he basically has nothing. Like, he still has his family, but he had his family in Metropolis as well. To kind of lose everything and struggle and try and find your place to fit in while your brother is kind of doing the opposite is difficult. And I love how they've portrayed that so far going through the season. But on top of that, to learn this huge world-shattering secret about your father, to realise that your father's constantly in danger, to have your own life put in mortal danger multiple times in such a short period of time, of course it's going to be deeply traumatizing. And to watch a video in which your father kills your mother, like, yes, it was neither of your actual parents, and I think we know that that would never happen in this world, but it would mess you up and it would make you fear the worst. And I think he is struggling at the moment. Yes, they're being there for him. Yes, he's working through it, and I'm hopeful he's going to be able to keep coming through it. But you just want to give these boys a hug. And I think he kind of looked at Sarah and could see in some ways when he was being left in the dark, when he was being treated like he couldn't know and didn't deserve to know, and so he felt it was so important to tell her. So I did really love that. Then we have another little moment that I absolutely loved was when, you know, right now with the solar flare and everything, Clark is extremely vulnerable. He could die if he doesn't make it to I don't know whether it's like if he doesn't make it to the fortress, he just will die, but he's extremely vulnerable. It's a lot of suffering. The fact that General Lane, I don't think he was telling Clark not to do it because we need our weapon online. You know, I genuinely think there was concern for Clark in that moment. And I like that because there have been a lot of times where, you know, the general is very much like, oh, I am the general and you're a Superman and I've got to be the general. But he does care about this man that he has spent time with as well, which I do like to see. And obviously there's also the logical thing of if Edge is still out there and Superman is vulnerable, like, what are we going to do? Now, that whole plan hinging around Clark's mother. From the beginning, from Clark finding out he had a brother who has been on Earth this entire time and has made no attempt to find him until now. I kind of, from the fact that, you know, I do think from the way we saw Edge on his own, that Edge was being kind of genuine in wanting to get his brother on side. I think we can see that Edge is someone who obviously came to Earth and suffered immensely, inhumanely. Of course his feelings towards humans are not going to be favourable. It doesn't excuse his actions because since he escaped, he's going to have seen countless instances of humans not being like that, but you can see how it shaped him, both from losing everything, his planet, his world, from his mother leaving his family, you know, like a lot of mix-up emotions, and then his entire planet exploding, to coming here and being used as an experiment and hunted and hurt. You know, of course he's not going to be a particularly healthy soul, but since his freedom he will have come across countless instances of goodness and kindness on Earth, and he has chosen to willfully ignore that. And instead of looking at Clark and thinking, okay, this kid's my brother, I mean, I know now they're much older, and he is so desperate to save humanity, maybe there is a shred of truth to that. Maybe I could use some of my knowledge and resources to try and find another way to save these Kryptonian souls that we have. He just doesn't care. But the fact that he did he gave Clark the choice and the option, and like, yes, we know the souls did need a bit more time to fully activate because we were able to reverse it, but if he just ordered them to take Clark out the second he knew that they knew about the plan, everything would have been quicker and easier for him. This wouldn't have happened. This setback wouldn't have happened. So I think he was genuine in that family connection and wanting it, but he's not someone that's going to ever put that before his goals. He's not going to think, well, if my brother doesn't want to do this, maybe I'll take a moment and think it through. He's just got to do his mission. And he still has his one faithful Kryptonian evil woman with him. So the plan itself was very well done. I do think it is beyond wonderful that Clark was able to have that conversation with his mother, that he was able to speak to her and she was able to see him and to know that he did okay, and that he had a family that loves him, and that now he has a woman that loves him and 2 boys, and that he is everything she could have hoped for and so much more than she'd have ever dared dream. I think that is really special. It's kind of weird that it was in the body of his ex-girlfriend, but it's all fine. Like, the fact that Clark was able to have those moments with her are so beyond special, and he will treasure them for forever. And even for Lois to be able to speak to the man she loves, mother, this woman that, yes, she didn't technically get a chance to raise him, but she is such an important person in Clark's life and always will be. Those were very, very special, even though there is every part of my brain screaming that we were in a time pressure situation and we didn't have time for these family moments, but we also did have time for them, and I'm glad we took the time. I love the bravery in this episode, whether it was the bravery of Lois, of Clark, of every single person, of Sarah facing her family. I love this show. I love these characters, and I can't wait to see where it goes next, and I'm scared of Edge. Thank you so much, Jarell, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.